All right, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Chief Meteorologist Joe Fitzwater. We are not going to stay on here too long here. I know a lot of folks are watching golf or watching the awards going on between Fox and CBS, but we have a serious situation that is taking place here. We have multiple flash flood emergencies that have been issued, and that is for these aqua-shaded counties you see here. This includes Summers as well as Mercer counties, down into Tazewell County as well. And we're seeing the steady rains continuing to work their way through a lot of these areas. Now, what I would like to do, Matt, if you could, so we got meteorologist Matt Cassidy running the computer right now. Matt, could you take the alerts off just for a quick second and zoom out just for a bit so that we can see this plume of moisture? So here we are. We have this warm front that is draped across south central parts of West Virginia into Kentucky. This is continuing to work its way off to the north and east. So we're seeing some drying already taking shape here across parts of southwestern Virginia and southeastern parts of Kentucky. This continues to work off to the north and to the east. So it's still raining steadily in Beckley. It's still raining steadily in Greenbrier County. If we could zoom back in here just for a bit here back in our region, we're seeing the rain that continues to work its way up to the north. And you see that with the yellows and the dark greens as this continues to advance north. But there is some good news here. We look at parts of McDowell in Tazewell counties, and we're starting to see at least some drying taking place there. In that circled area, that was an area that has seen a lot of rain. A lot of us have seen a good 2.5 inches of rain, and this is starting to work up to the north and east. Now, we're not completely out of the woods. We will have another round of rain that will return as we head into tomorrow. If we could we show the alerts map with all of the flash flood emergencies, just the alerts themselves here? That would be fantastic, and we'll show you what's going on. So here is a list of all these alerts. Let's start with Summers County and Mercer County. These are flash flood emergencies until 10:45. Now, folks, what is a flash flood emergency? This is the highest level of flood type alert that is issued by the National Weather Service. This means there is considerable flooding that is taking place that has already been reported, and this is basically a notice saying things are really bad is basically what that means. You get down into Tazewell County. Let's take a look at that one. Flash flood emergency continues until 11:30 here tonight. And then back for our friends in Buchanan and Dickinson County, just outside of our area, that goes until 8:45. Now, here's the deal. We were live on Facebook, and we'll go back to our digital platforms here in a bit. Just wanted to provide an update on what's going on. But we have a lot of flash flood warnings also in effect, including Greenbrier, including Monroe, including McDowell, and western parts of Wyoming counties, as well as down into parts of Virginia, so Giles and Blaine counties. These are considered considerable flash flood warnings. That is basically the second tier above a regular flash flood warning. All of this to say that we are looking at extensive flooding that is already ongoing here across much of the area this afternoon and evening. In fact, we've already had declarations of emergency, state of emergency in Mercer and Summers counties. I'm sure there are more counties that have probably gone ahead and done that. We just haven't been able to get that information relayed just yet because there's so much going on. But again, we've had a ton of flooding already being reported. And as that rain, if we could pop the radar back up, as that continues to work its way up to the north and east, we're going to continue to at least have more issues, especially farther up to the north and east. So, for example, if we just kind of look at this picture for a moment, we see the drying taking place down in Virginia. We've still got a couple of hours of rain in our northern counties. So it hasn't been as bad yet in places like Fayette and Pocahontas counties. But if you are watching this, you've still got a lot more rain coming over the next couple, 2 to 3 hours. It's going to rain steadily in those areas over the next 2 to 3 hours. But farther down to the south, toward Princeton, toward McDowell County, down into Tazewell and Giles and Blaine counties, these are areas that will see the rain wrap up over the next hour, and we'll at least see some improvements taking place. We'll see that runoff taking shape here as we head into the evening hours. So, again, we'll be looking at that. This continues to work its way off to the north and to the east. And again, if you happen to be in an area, if you could, hey, Matt, could you do me a favor and send your verbatims? Send your verbatims to Eric. If you continue to look here and work our way up to the north and to the east here, those showers will continue to work their way through parts of Greenbrier and Summers counties. And again, folks, we've seen 1 to 2 inches of rain here already this afternoon in most spots. Some isolated pockets, especially farther down to the south, with a bit more. And so that is why we've seen so much in the way of flooding here in our region. This is the first round of 2 rounds of rain that will push through. We will see another round of rain push through late. Well, actually, this will be in the morning for our Sunday. So we'll have several hours of drying taking place. And then this line of showers that you see, there's a lot of severe potential with this across parts of Arkansas and Tennessee and Mississippi. That will slide its way toward our region as we head into the morning hours. So this will likely push through right around dawn, around 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. And that will bring with it another ½ inch or so of rain. So you can kind of see the dynamic here. We have our low pressure here. We're going to see that low move up to the north and east, which will drag the warm front up to the north, which is what we're seeing now. And then we'll see this cold front that will pass through as we head into the morning for tomorrow. So if we could we pop the alerts back up? We're going to go ahead and wrap this up here, this coverage. I know folks want to see what's going on as far as their coverage, but we needed to provide this potentially life-saving information. Again, to summarize, we have a flash flood emergency that is up for Summers County, that is up for Mercer counties. These go until 10:45 in the evening. That is a long time to have a flash flood emergency issued. We have a flash flood emergency also for Tazewell County, and that goes until even later, until around 11:30 tonight. And these are areas that have been experiencing significant flooding here this afternoon. We have also been seeing a lot of reports of flooding elsewhere, and that's why we have numerous considerable flash flood warnings that have been issued. Now, eventually, this is all going to go into the rivers, right? So right now, we're talking about streams, creeks, and small rivers. For example, the Bluestone River is being reported having some flooding issues down in Mercer County. Eventually, this will go into the bigger rivers as we head into tomorrow into the afternoon and evening. So we'll kind of see our threats switch up here as we head into that time frame. But for now, again, streams and creeks, big-time issues here as this rain continues to work its way up to the north and east. Now, of course, we're going to continue to keep you updated. If we do have any other flash flood emergencies, we will cut back in to your regularly scheduled broadcast. But for now, this is Chief Meteorologist Joe Fitzwater. I know we have golf going on. That's pretty exciting stuff. We also have some awards going on. So let's get back to that. And again, lastly, turn around and don't drown. Do not try to cross floodwaters here as we head into this evening. A very dangerous scene that continues to unfold across southern West Virginia and Virginia, and we'll keep you updated. All right, folks. I know we've got basketball going on. We've got Sheldon. We will get to that. We will get back to that here in just a moment. But we do have another flash flood emergency that has been issued for portions of McDowell County. This includes Welch. This is specifically for along the Tug Fork River. We are seeing rapid rises on the Tug Fork River on the rates of 2 to 4 feet per hour here as a result of all this rain. Now, it's not raining in McDowell County at this point. Again, this is as a result of all the rain that has fallen. And so that's going to continue to empty now from the streams and the creeks into some of the larger rivers, including the Tug Fork River. And again, that is why this flash flood emergency has been posted. So again, this is going to be for places like Welch, right? Anywhere along the Tug Fork River here, basically in McDowell County, this is a serious situation that we are looking at. And then, of course, we still have other flash flood emergencies that continue that we were talking about back around, I think it was around 5 o'clock or so. Maybe 6 o'clock, out across ports of our southern regions, including Summers and Mercer counties, as well as Tazewell counties. These all go until late this evening, generally from about 10:30 until around 11:30. Now, I want to emphasize here, and we'll show the radar here in just a bit, but I want to emphasize we are not seeing rain currently in these areas. It is elsewhere where we are seeing the rain as it pushes its way up farther to the north. But again, the damage has already been done here in these areas. We have a lot of ongoing flooding that persists. Literally just went up the road here at the news station to go and check things out, and the road is flooded just up from here. So we couldn't really get very far. And we have numerous flash flood warnings that do continue here as we work our way into farther up to the north here across the region. Again, please do not try to cross floodwaters here. This is something that we're going to have to continue to deal with here through the overnight. We are done with the heavy rain in southern parts of West Virginia, in parts of Virginia. However, we will have another round of rain that will work its way into the area as we work our way into tomorrow morning. So we get another round that could drop around a ½ inch of rain, and that's going to be enough to aggravate some of those streams and creeks in our region. So again, if we could just pop the radar up real quickly, and we can leave that on loop there, Matt. We've got meteorologist Matt Cassidy in here, and he's working on getting some stuff updated. Wanted to just, as a kind of show what's going on here across the region. We can zoom back in if we can here across what's going on right now while you're getting that up on social media. We'll talk about this. But again, the steady rains are not in our flood emergency areas, our flash flood emergency. So it is not raining in Tazewell County. It is not raining in Mercer County. It is not raining in Summers County. The extreme northern parts of the county still seeing a couple of light showers. And the heavy rains that we saw in Greenbrier County are now pushing off to the north and to the east. This band of rain continues to head up to the north, and so at least we are seeing some drying taking place, right? We're going to have a few hours where we are dry before this next round of rain then begins to work its way into the area, and that will occur here as we head into the morning hours of our Sunday. We have seen generally 2 to 3 inches of rain across much of our region, and again, we'll see about another ½ inch on top of that as we head into the morning hours, but it's going to be 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning before that takes shape here. So again, several hours. In the meantime, again, ongoing flooding. We've had numerous reports of flooding in Mercer County, specifically in parts of the cities, a lot of city flooding in Princeton, as well as Bluefield. We've also had a lot of reports of flooding, of course, in Summers County, where these flash flood emergencies have been issued. And again, these type of warnings are not issued very often. In fact, I think the last time we've even had them remotely close to us was when we had that horrible flooding in Buchanan County there in Virginia, there in the Grundy and Hurley areas, just back about the summer of 2022. So if we could, let's zoom in on where we're seeing the rain there, Matt, especially across parts of Fayette and Nicholas counties. Those are the areas up into parts of Greenbrier and Pocahontas counties where we are seeing the steadiest rains, and that is working again up to our north and east. If you're watching this, if you're seeing this in Beckley, the rain is coming to a stop. The heaviest axis of rain, as Matt is drawing there, is working its way now up to the north and will slowly continue to do so. But we still have another round of rain ahead, and let's take a look at that. This is causing a lot of severe weather across portions of Tennessee and parts of Kentucky, and there it is. There is our cold front, and notice a couple of things with this. First off, of course, we're seeing the severe weather with this across western parts of Kentucky and Tennessee, and this will continue to work its way to the east over the next several hours. But this is a much thinner line of showers that is working its way through, and this is expected to weaken as it does approach. So there are a couple of things working in our favors with this, but in the meantime, we are looking at, again, some high river levels that we're seeing across the region. Matt, real quickly, if you could pop up some of the river levels. I know you had a couple of graphics in your show there, if you can. Let's take a look at a couple of those rivers, and not necessarily any specific one. Here we go. So again, there's the issues here. You see the oranges and the reds. Where we have reds, especially where that flash flood emergency is, this is the dry fork, the tug fork there at Bradshaw. Notice that we're at 17.2 feet. This is getting close to major flooding there in McDowell County. Now we'll see if this continues to, how much more this continues to climb. It is still rising at this point. And then we have some other rivers, including the Clinch River, which is now at 14 feet. Now the good news is it appears that we are seeing the slowing, that river is rising much slower than what it was, which means we're getting close to crest there along the Clinch River. So that is some good news. And then real quickly, let's take a look at Mercer and parts of Summers counties where we are seeing some of that moderate flooding taking place there, Matt, if we could. And again, we are seeing flooding ongoing throughout much of our area. And again, this is along the Bluestone River there near Spanisburg, now reaching moderate flooding at 15.7 feet. Let's take a look at that over there into Summers County real quickly. And again, moderate flooding, just at moderate flooding there at Pipestem, there along the Bluestone River. So as we head into the next few hours, we will continue to dry out. And meteorologist Matt Cassidy will have the details on that and much more on the latest coming up at 10 o'clock tonight. But again, there's still a lot of flooding that is going on across our region right now, and we're going to continue to keep you updated on this. Look at all of these flood warnings, and then again, we also have flash flood emergencies in the counties and in the areas in the Aqua. And again, the new one that has been issued is in central portions of McDowell County, and that goes into 11:15. These will likely be downgraded to flash flood warnings as we head toward later on tonight. But for now, an emergency is in place for central portions of McDowell, Tazewell, Mercer, and Summers counties. Now, this is something we're going to continue to watch very closely as we head through tonight. We'll keep you updated both on air and online at WVNSTV.com. I'm Chief Meteorologist Joe Fitzwater. Hopefully this information has been valuable, and we now are going to return back to your normally scheduled broadcast.